Welcome one and all. I love science. I may not be a witch, but here I am. I am the Science Witch, and welcome to another Ship Headcanons video. Now, as of the day I'm recording this, it is the first day of December, and you know what that means. It's fucking Christmas up in this shit. I just figured for the month of December, why the fuck not? Let's wear a fucking Christmas hat. I need to get in the holiday spirit. I need to make up for the holiday spirit I have lacked for the past, 5 years. And plus, it looks kind of cute with my green jacket, so yeah. Okay, so enough about me being a dumbass. Let's actually get to these headcanons. This video, the headcanons are going to be based on two different things, sort of criteria-wise. Before the fall of Overwatch, and this is also going to be loosely based on the parenting AU, where they're both, single dads or something, and, Reyes adopted McCree, and Jack ended up with Hannah somehow, and it's gonna be like that. This is all pretty much just canon divergence. I'm going to try and provide lore in the places that I can. If I can't, oh well. So, first off, we have what is their favorite season and why. I personally think it's not the specific seasons, but the time of year. Gabe probably enjoys the later parts of the year, kind of October to January. Not through January, but October to January. It's just the time of year where there's a lot of holidays, and as you can see from the comic, this pure man, loves Halloween. And I just see him as a very holiday-loving person. With Christmas and everything, it'd be the same thing. And I also have the feeling he'd really like snow. Now, I'm saying this because I did a little tiny bit of research, but Gabriel was raised in Los Angeles, and Jack was raised in some place in Indiana. It snows in Indiana, all across the state, it snows. Whoop-de-doo. But in California, it rarely snows. So growing up in California and everything, he never really gets to experience snow. So, say they go to Indiana, just kind of visit Jack's hometown because, why not? And it starts snowing. And Gabe is like, holy shit! And he just freaks out because he's so fucking excited because he probably has hardly ever seen snow and in such large quantities. So if they go in the winter, there's probably already snow settled, or it's snowing and he's excited. Now, as for Jack, I'm kind of unsure. I probably should have thought about Jack more than I did Gabe. Because I really did not put any thought into Jack for this one. Why do I feel like he's a spring kind of guy? It's the time of year where everything's melting and shit, and you can go back to wearing, t-shirts and everything outside. So it's back to, casual weather, warm-ish, but not too unbearably hot. Maybe? This is all just based on opinion. I'm just rambling off the top of my head right now. So the next one we have is who comes up with the nicknames for one another. And I'm going with Gabe on this because, there's canon aspects to this. For example, Reaper and Soldier have a dialogue conversation to the point where Reaper calls Jack or Soldier Boy Scout. And that sort of little witty quip kind of brings to my attention that Gabe is a wise ass and probably has a lot of those kind of witty quips, and I've seen all over the internet people calling Jack a fucking piece of stale white bread, which I 100% agree. He is a stale piece of white bread. Not even Wonder Bread, just fucking white bread. And then there's a mix of Gabe's Hispanic heritage, or if he does have, and much of the fandom believe that Gabe was born in America, but has Hispanic heritage through his family. Some people bring up maybe that Gabe's parents purposely raised him American, so he doesn't know Spanish. A lot of people do think he knows Spanish, which is used in fanfics very often, which is top-notch. So maybe adding some Spanish to it? And I know Spanish has, like, one of the largest amounts of curse words. At least that's what my Spanish teacher told me. And I think he would use this to his advantage. But there are pet names and everything. Like, my personal favorite is Cariño, which is something I call my girlfriend, which means sweetheart. I swear, in almost every Reaper76 fanfiction I've ever read, the word Cariño is mentioned at least once. It's a good word. I like it a lot. It rolls off the tongue very nicely. So, Gabe would probably be the wise ass with all the different nicknames and kind of ones that poke fun at Jack. Purposely, to be a wise ass. Do they have a favorite feature of one another? Now, as with these many of these headcanons, I go off of what I see in fanon. I'd have to go with Gabe's favorite feature about Jack are his eyes. I mean, this man has very blue eyes, and they're very lovely blue eyes. So when you stare lovingly into those eyes, it's like, yay! Those some top quality eyes. What does that even mean? Jack's favorite feature of Gabe are his glorious, glorious thighs. Because that man has thighs that could smash like 30 watermelons. Like, look at those legs! Like, top quality, that's some fine McLeggy right there. Those some good 100% good McLeggies. Yeah, quick one. That was a quick one. So, this headcanon of mine sprouts off of a fanfiction that I read. It's not the one I'm recommending, but I do highly recommend it. I will, oh fuck, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'll put that right here when I find it, so just look it up on AO3 and you'll find it, hopefully. It is that these two either eloped or had a Vegas-style wedding. And what I mean by that is, you know, eloping. It's basically doing it without other people knowing. But the Vegas-style wedding is kind of my own, in a way, where I see maybe, you know, after Jack and Gabe visited Indiana, they decide to go to California, you know, to visit each other's, like, hometowns and everything. And don't you dare be typing on the comments about the fact that that Vegas is not where Gabe grew up, because I know that. I'm getting there. Relax. When they're going to California, maybe they drive, maybe they fly, I don't fucking know. Jack brings up the fact that he's, like, never been out west before, and he's never been to Vegas. And Gabe is like, whoa, you've never been to Vegas? I mean, babe, Vegas is where it's at. So they decide to take a detour into Vegas. And then the rest follows as you'd think. Whether they are sober or not when it happens is up to you guys. Because I personally like both. I mean, if they were drunk when it happened, I feel like it would kind of go somewhere along the lines of, oh shit, did we get married? Fuck, I think we did. What are we gonna do about that? I guess we're married. That's just how it would go. They'd kind of just go with it. And be like, okay, it happened, and, I mean, one of us were gonna do it eventually, so might as well have gotten it over with now. You know, they go back to HQ like normal. So, yes, I do love Vegas-style marriage kind of AU for them. It's very good. Or eloped. Very good. Our final headcanon is based on the parent AU. I mean, it's got parent in it. Are either of them in the PTA? And the PTA, for those people who are not American, I don't know if they have a... Do they have the PTA in other places? It is the Parent-Teacher Association, I think. And that's basically where the parents get involved with their kids' kind of education and... You know, like PTA bake sales and all that stuff. They do fundraising and everything. So would these two grown-ass men, these big, buff, military men be in the PTA? Fuck yeah, they would be. Gabe is the kind of dad who would start a fight. If Helen says one fucking thing about Hannah, I'm gonna fucking slit her throat. And you know, other slightly alarming threats like that. Jack may be more passive-aggressive towards it. I mean, they just want their little girl to have a good education. So yeah, these two would kick ass at being PTA members. And, you know, they're just so involved in their child's life, and I think that would be great. I think they'd be great dads. And, speaking of dads, and the PTA, of course, our fanfiction recommendation for this week, for this month, since there's no consistent upload schedule. But the fanfiction I am recommending is known as Mr. Reyes by, just give me 1 second, Spookworm Dragon on Archive of Our Own, or AO3. Now, unfortunately with this fanfiction, it is not complete. Although it is not complete, that does not mean, whoa, that voice crack. That does not mean it is not good. It is very good. I very much enjoy it because I'm just gonna read some of the tags. Jack is overprotective dad, blushing, fluff and humor, tooth-rotting fluff, and implied sexual content. Meaning it's not porn, holy shit! Although it's heavily implied porn. So, not skimping out on you guys. Or I might be, I don't know. And I mean, just with those tags alone, you can tell it's good. Now, obviously, as you can tell by the title being Mr. Reyes, Gabe is the teacher and Jack is the single father who has Hannah in kindergarten. You know, that being said, it does include other characters, like McCree is in it as Gabe's adoptive son. You got all your faves. Back to the headcanon about their favorite things. He never expected, however, to be met with a gloriously handsome face and thighs that could potentially crush his head. Oh boy! Yes, they can, Jack. Yes, they can. And that is pretty much it for these headcanon videos. I'm going to try to get to KevEd, but as of right now, my interests are elsewhere. So I will try and gear them towards Ed, Edd, and Eddy right now. So I will have Spookworm Dragon's Archive of Our Own page in the description below, and I will have a link to directly to the fanfiction down the description as well. And if you guys have any other ships you would like me to analyze / do headcanon videos on, leave those down in the comments below, or you can contact me on any of my 4 social medias that I have in the description as well. Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and Vine, RIP Vine. And that being said, thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, take a stab at that like button to let me know, and I hope to see each and every one of you sometime in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye!